the 2008 Holiday Gift Guide at the Wood Whisperer. I'm Mark Spagnolo.
And I'm Nicole Spagnolo.
And this is Chloe.
This is Chloe.
That's my mom's dog, and we're babysitting her. And she's feeling neglected, so she's probably going to spend a lot of time on our laps. So what we want to do today is jump right into some recommendations, very basic stuff, relatively inexpensive stuff that is going to make for great gifts for woodworkers. Male or female, it doesn't really matter.
Give this to your loved ones.
Yes.
If they need suggestions for gifts for you.
Right. For that
Things
special
like that.
woodworker in your life. So
See you later, Chloe.
bye, Chloe. See ya. Thank goodness. So really cool recommendations. Not a whole lot of stuff. We also had the one we did. The whole family's here. In 2006, right?
Yep,
so,
2006.
But the good thing is that stuff doesn't get old. That's why I ran the rerun of that stuff so everyone can see it. So these are basically additions to the old list, right?
Yep.
Now, what we're going to do is put in the show notes links to all of this stuff, and we also have, of course, the Amazon store, where I've sort of isolated a bunch of things, and I've even made it red and green so it looks all
Pretty and
cheery
festive.
and festive and all that good stuff. So you'll find a little holiday gift guide there, and a lot of the items will be selected there with little explanations.
But not everything is in there.
Yeah, because it's Amazon.com, and sometimes they just don't carry everything. Like the next thing, the first thing that we're going to lead off with here. So
Which is?
let's jump into it.
It's just a magazine.
This is not just a magazine.
It's just a magazine.
Did you hear that?
It's a magazine.
Taunton, Fine Woodworking, she says this is just a magazine. This is by no means just a magazine. This is Fine Woodworking's Furniture 102 Contemporary Designs. It may look like a magazine, but it actually only has ads in the front here. The rest of it is pure design deliciousness. Okay, it's not a magazine. Fine Woodworking used to put out their furniture design series of books, hardback books, and they haven't done one for a long time. And this is sort of their modern take on it. And it is, you know, in a paperback magazine style, but it's still just as useful, if not more informative than the old books were. And a lot of people want to know where I get inspiration from. Typically, it's from reading content like this. So you can get this at, let me check my handy list here. You can get this at Taunton store, is really the only place that I could find it, and the price is $12.99. So for something like this and all the inspiration that you can find in here, that is a bargain.
That would definitely be a nice stocking stuffer.
This is killer. I mean, like you said, your first instinct is, oh, it's a magazine, but then you realize.
What's in it?
Yeah, I mean, the extra pictures here,
I like that. You want to build that for me?
Sure. The extra descriptions of the materials and highlighting some of the artists that contributed. So this is awesome.
Okay, good thing you already have it.
Yeah, I already bought it, so now you don't have to.
All right, so the next item is called Painter's Pyramids, which remind me of something I would have played with when I was a little kid.
They remind me of something Madonna would have worn in the late 90s. Or was it the early 90s?
I don't know. I think it was the early 90s.
Well, that was Christmas appropriate,
wow,
right?
yeah. Way to go, Mark.
I'm just going to drink my cider.
All right, so anyway, why do you use these?
Good question, hon. These are very useful in a shop for finishing. So that if you want to prop a workpiece up so that you could finish both sides of it without ruining it by sitting it on a flat surface, these are perfect. It's just this little pinpoint supports it. So you need about 4 of them, you know, to do a little door or something. But I believe, what do we have here?
I think
is this a 10-pack?
Oh.
Yes, it's a 10-pack for $5.99 at Woodcraft. So, of course, we'll have the link for that. But these are great. These are catching on, and you're going to find these under a lot of Christmas trees this year. I can assure you, my friends. That's the Painter's Pyramids.
Painter Pyramid.
Now, the next 2 items are specifically from Lee Valley, and I just thought they were really cool, great little stocking stuffers that just about any woodworker can use. The first one is a little screw dealy whacker for planes.
Oh, is this for a plane?
Yes.
I was thinking it was like a doorknob or a...
Right.
For a dresser drawer.
You know all those times you come in from the shop after a long day and you're like, honey, I can't get this screw off of my plane. What do I do? You know? And I'm like, just use this. I got this from Lee Valley.
Is that what that does?
Awesome. Yeah, so it's got a little, you know, a standard little screw thing. And this way you don't mar the surface or anything, and you got a nice grip.
I would not want to mar the surface.
What price do this be?
That is $12.99.
That's a bargain for a finely crafted piece of wood with a piece of metal in it. I mean, seriously, that is really cool. The other thing is this miter hook, okay? It's got 2 little pins, so watch your fingers.
Oh, okay.
Okay? 2 little pins and magnets and plastic.
Okay.
The idea is when measuring miters, clearly it's difficult to get accurate registration. So this little guy,
Because clearly I need to measure my miters.
clearly I can't show them if you're holding it.
I know.
It actually has magnets on here to hold your tape measure in the right position.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so if you're measuring a miter this way,
Yeah.
it's locked on. You can measure this way, and it's got little pins here
I was going to say, what are the pins for?
to lock into the miter itself so that it doesn't slide off. Okay,
Gotcha.
pretty nifty little thing. What's the price on this one?
$8.50.
$8.50. So again, nice little stocking stuffer.
$8.50.
This is really going to come in handy.
Cool.
Now the next 2 items are things that sometimes get overlooked. They're really nice to have in the shop, but a lot of times it's hard for us as woodworkers, money-conscious woodworkers, to
Right.
spend the money on. And that is, number 1, self-centering drill bits. Okay, self-centering drill bits really come in handy when installing hinges and
I
things.
bet you I know what they do.
What do they do?
They self-center.
That's correct, yes. Usually it's just a little spring-loaded housing that guides the bit down in between, into a hole in a hinge or something like that. Gives you a perfectly centered hole. Very, very handy to have.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a bit set here. I believe this one is from Woodcraft.
Yep.
And the set that
$28.99.
Right, $28.99 is the set that I've selected. It's a really good one. We'll also have one in the Amazon store as well that's roughly comparable. Now the other thing is a plug cutting set. A lot of times if you've got, sometimes you're fixing a flaw in the wood and you need to cut a plug in the face grain. You don't necessarily want to use a dowel because the end grain shows when you finish it. So you need a plug cutter. And a lot of times those are a hard thing to justify the cost of.
Is this the face grain?
This is the face grain, correct.
Okay.
And this is the
End grain.
side grain or
Side
the end
grain.
grain,
Okay.
depending on which side you're
And
pointing
so
at.
the plug thingy.
The plug, it's like a drill bit
Okay.
that goes into the top so that
Okay.
you can get a plug that has face grain on it.
Ah.
So you could hide the grain,
Oh, okay.
when you really want it to be hidden really well.
How much are those?
That is, again, from Woodcraft, and I have a really nice set here for $43.99. And I
Alright.
believe the set that I've selected in Amazon is cheaper. So
Okay.
there's going to be 2 there for you to choose from.
Check it out.
Check it out.
But we do have a relatively expensive item on this year's gift guide, just because of how much you enjoyed having
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, one of the tools this year that's really made the biggest splash and we've heard the most feedback about is the Earlex spray system. Most hobbyist woodworkers don't have a spray system. It's too expensive.
I know you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's cost prohibitive. It's messy. There's ways to deal with that depending on the finish. Let's not get into that now. But it's probably the cheapest way to get into the game, and that's really the key with spraying. You just got to get the equipment to get you started. So the Earlex has really fit that bill. I mean, the price is really reasonable. And I know you could find a better price than this, but I see Woodcraft has it for, and I don't know whether this is because it's on sale right now, but $2.99 to $3.39. I don't know what that range represents.
Probably
But that's what I saw when I
different
was.
sites.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I saw when I was there the other day. So anyway, great spray system. Chances are, if you're buying for your spouse, you know whether or not they have a spray system, unless they're hiding it from you. But this would be a good way to really surprise them if you know that's something that they're really interested in doing.
Well, yeah, I think so too.
A little pricey still.
Yeah,
But
if that's
definitely,
going to
you know.
be like, if you're not really sure, if you wanted to get your spouse or woodworker friend a big gift, I would think
That's a good one.
that's a good one.
Faux show. Now the next thing that I put on the list, and this one I added after our trip to Lowe's the other night when we spent way too much money on that
And-
carpet, which I'm still having problems with.
You'll get over it.
Anyway, we're in the checkout line, and I see this Black & Decker little adjustable wrench, and I realized it was one of those auto wrenches where you just hit the little dial, and it opens and closes, and I was mesmerized. I actually forgot about the carpet bill.
You actually wanted to buy that,
I did want to buy it. I did want to buy it. And now normally, I'm not exactly a Black & Decker man. I'm not exactly even an adjustable wrench man. I've got one, so what do I need another one for? But this thing was so cool. I was just captivated
You probably
by
would
it.
have stood there all night just pushing the button if the cashier hadn't called you
Well,
up.
I've seen those stupid commercials for it where the guy's fixing his garage door opener and the neighbor wants to, I don't know, I think that's the commercial. But anyway, really cool thing. And it, they had it there for like $35 or
Yes.
$30. And then I went on Amazon and we have it in the Amazon store for $19.99.
Nice.
And you know what? I'm a woodworker, but I'm also a all-around, handyman in the house, and you do need wrenches once in a while. And this I would be tickled pink
Tickle pink.
to see that under my tree or in my stocking.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's really cool. It's really neat. So $19.99 is a pretty good price too.
Yeah, not too bad.
Now, I don't know what happens when the battery runs out or if it takes, double A's, triple A's
Yeah.
or whatever, but who cares?
It's probably
awesome.
like a AAA, I'm guessing.
It's probably something small.
Yeah.
Not much going on inside there. So that's a cool one. I like it a lot. Now, the next item on the list is a book that has really made a splash this year, too.
Yeah, you really enjoyed that book.
This was a really great book. This is Chris Schwarz's Workbenches from Design and Theory to Construction and Use. If you're considering building a workbench, maybe building a new workbench, I have a workbench, but this book sort of made me look at it completely differently and see all the flaws that I have in the original design. Oh, look at
Jax.
this. It's like she's like a little gremlin that popped off of his back when he ate after midnight or got into water, actually, right? Okay, so anyway, this book is really good, it gives you a little bit more perspective on something very simple, but I think something that is crucial to the function of your workshop. So it should be designed very specifically.
And he even says 2 centuries of workbook wisdom in one book.
2 centuries of workbench wisdom
Oh.
in one book.
What did
I don't know
say?
how we
What
fit.
did I say?
I don't know how we fit that much in this one book. And mine even came with a disc and some paper.
I think you printed that out.
I think this is just an extra additional chapter, like an add-on chapter. But anyway, Chris knows his stuff. Chris is a good guy. The book is written in such a way that it's very digestible.
You read that really fast.
Yeah,
too.
there's some books, especially woodworking books, put me to sleep. And this one, it was a story. There were stories behind it, and I thought it was really good. So I
how much
highly
is this?
recommend that. Depends on where you buy it. You can get it at the Lost Art Press, Chris's site. You can also get it on Amazon,
Yep,
which I'm sure.
1979.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a little bit cheaper on Amazon.
1999.
So, good book. Highly recommended.
Find it in any bookstore, I'm sure.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm sure.
Retails for $29.99.
It's good stuff. But I think if you get it from Chris, you might be able to get it signed or something like that, which is pretty
That would be cool.
pretty slick. So,
Did he sign yours?
of course he did.
I don't see it.
Yes, he did. Now, the next thing is actually going to support a fellow podcaster and a pretty all-around good guy. Do you know who that is?
I do. It's,
recognize
it's
him?
Charles Neal.
You'd recognize that accent anywhere, wouldn't you?
I would.
Charles Neal, if you haven't seen some of his stuff, he is, like I said, a fellow podcaster. He's put out a lot of content on YouTube and his own site at antiquesbuiltdaily.com. And Charles has a buttload of DVDs.
That's a lot.
A crap ton. He has a lot of DVDs.
He does.
And
He is a very knowledgeable man.
he's like a walking encyclopedia. And something like this is a 10-disc set, DVD set here on finishing. It literally, and I've read a lot of finishing books from cover to cover. This is kind of like a finishing book from cover to cover, only it's coming out of Charles's mouth.
On DVD.
Yes, which means it's going to be that much better.
Yep.
So, but yeah, he does give you all these examples, dyes and stains, colors. I mean, and this is just one of the things that he's got. He has a lot of
There's
projects.
10 DVDs in this one?
In this particular one,
Okay.
yes. But he's got you can sort of subscribe and get one per month, different payment plans, really good stuff. Charles is a great guy. He's got a great operation over there. It's not all that different than what we do here, so we like to support him whenever
Definitely.
we possibly can. So go check that out at antiquesbuiltdaily.com.
Cool.
Now, the next item that we have is a small black Chihuahua. This is like the perfect gift for anyone other than me, frankly.
For a lot of people, I think.
Chloe's nice.
Well,
She just is like a giant furry bug. You're like a big bug. Oh. I don't know where that tongue has been. Anyway, the next thing is something that we selected to support another fellow podcaster. Do you know who he is?
that's Craig Stevens. And not just because it says it there.
Why do I keep asking
I
you
don't
like
know.
you're a child?
I have no idea.
Do you know who the president is? Okay. All right. So anyway, Craig Stevens does Woodworkers Resource.
Yes.
Okay?
Another, he does a,
He does some audio,
Yeah.
does some video.
Yep.
And what Craig does that's very interesting, it's something I could never do, at least right now. He has the angle of involving kids in the workshop. And he has a book called Woodshop 101 for kids. Okay? a great little book with projects and advice on how to get kids involved in the workshop. So again, thinking in terms of a spouse watching this video for their woodworking loved one, you got a few kids and you want to get them more involved.
Birdhouse.
Yeah, I mean, look at some of the projects
it even
in there.
goes into finishing.
He's got pictures of him with his own kids in there.
Oh, that's nice.
It's really great. I mean, it's a really nicely done. And
toolbox and art caddy.
yeah, there's not a whole lot out there like this, though.
No.
You know, it's very specialized.
Ooh,
but
peg game. Can you make me?
Ah, crap.
You go to Crate and Barrel, and I play this game, and you won't touch it because
Crate and Barrel?
not Crate and Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
You are so mixed up.
I know. But this is, I want you to make that for me.
No. All right. Thanks, Craig.
Thanks, Greg.
But yeah, this is really great. So if you have some children that you would like to get involved in the shop, and if you are the spouse that's in the shop and you really would rather not be bothered by your kids, you probably don't want to let anybody see this.
What?
I'm just saying, if you don't want your kids in the shop, you don't want this book in your house.
Yeah, that's true.
Because this is something that will get them in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Get them excited to make some stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It's good stuff. Anyway, woodworkersresource.com, and we'll put the link in the show notes that will take you directly to the page where you can purchase this. Oh, how much is it? What is the price?
$19.99.
$19.99, and he also has a digital, I believe it's in PDF format, a digital version of the book that you can download
that's cool.
and order and download immediately.
Very
So,
cool.
good stuff.
Yep. All right, so as you can see, Chloe's turned into Lexi. She hasn't been on my lap in years.
Well, you know, big box lights and a camera and all this stuff in the living room, they're not exactly used to it, so they don't know what to do
No.
other than sit on us.
Yeah. All right,
Just get
so
comfortable. Get yourself comfortable. Don't let me interrupt. Have your nap.
so the final items of the show
Yes.
are related to the Wood Whisperer.
The coolest ones yet.
Yes. So we have a number of items that if you're not familiar, we're going to tell you about them now.
Yes. So first of all, how about the logo stuff?
Oh, yes.
We put the Wood Whisperer on everything.
We got the hat.
The Wood Whisperer lunchbox.
No,
the Wood
we don't
Whisperer
have
coloring book.
We don't have any of that
The
stuff.
Wood Whisperer action figure.
We don't have any of that either. We got hats.
And I'm doing the line from Spaceballs.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, you don't get me.
I do, but I was kind of focused on...
Okay, so what we have here, I don't remember the prices, but they're in our store,
yeah.
and we'll have a link, of course. The
Yeah.
link is always there because the store is always there.
Hat,
But we have a hat.
$15.
Okay, $15 for the hat. We've
We
got a
have
mug.
Coffee mug. We have actually two types of
Two.
mugs.
11 and 14 or 15?
I think this is 15 ounces.
This is the 15. This is my favorite, the bigger one. I like it.
So there's a bigger one and a smaller one.
Right.
And those range from...
They're each $10.
Oh, they're both $10?
Both 10
okay.
bucks. We also have our shirts over
We
here.
also have shirts. So most of you probably are familiar with the standard white shirt, but by popular demand, we now have black and gray.
Yep. Which are big sellers, actually.
The fashionable.
Turns out woodworkers aren't so good with white.
Yes.
That's the rumor.
Yes.
The other thing that we have now, of course, a lot of you are already familiar with a simple varnish finish, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That is my revolutionary DVD that is taking the world by storm. Actually, not so much. We've sold a few. So it is a...
I'm in this.
Yeah, Nicole is in this. It is a very detailed explanation of my varnish finishing method that takes all the complicated crap out, simplifies it in normal human language terms.
How much is this?
This is...
It's on,
good
it's on
question.
special for...
Well, here's the deal. This is $14.99 and has been since we've introduced it. But due to circumstances sort of beyond our control, the price does need to go up as of January 1st to $19.99. But we're giving you warning ahead of time. For the next month, basically, for the month of December, it's going to be $14.99, and then the price goes up. So you got a little bit of a heads up there.
Yep.
The other thing that we have is, many of you may know that we've been selling collections of our episodes on the website for a while now. But they were actually made by Nicole and I. We just did the whole FedEx Kinko's thing, and we had the DVDs, we actually reproduced them and burned them
Those
ourselves.
are limited editions.
Yes, much like the early versions of a simple varnish finish, those go into the vault as collector's items. And we now have really fancy, professionally reproduced versions of all the DVDs we've had since the beginning. So we've got a full stock of the assembly table and torsion box, which I know has been a big seller. We were out for the past few months.
Yeah, we've
now
sold
we're
out of that
fully
number of
stocked. Of course, the end grain cutting board, is a favorite, and the arts and crafts table. Now, the one that we have coming out very soon, which we don't have in our possession right this second, but probably by the time this hits the air we will, is the gadget station. Now, for anyone who really wanted to dig even deeper into the gadget station, we have nearly
3 hours.
Yeah, it's nearly 3 hours of content, but it's like 15 minutes of bonus content that wasn't available online. A full-length interview with Leo Laporte, because we had to edit that down for the website. So it'll be in the same format as this, in a little cardboard sleeve like that, and will be available soon.
Those are great stocking stuffers.
These are great. Well, I guess it depends on the size of your stocking.
Yeah, wow.
It depends.
Our stocking, I mean, that's a standard stocking.
So very cool. And these are $11.99?
I think so.
Yes, these are $11.99. So pretty good deal for a DVD.
And then finally, our last, it's not a product,
Not really.
but it's
Something you can buy.
definitely of value.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's more or less, it's a membership.
Yes.
We have basically taken the last few months to come up with a concept that we could start officially in January. The details will be on the website, so you know, if we're a little bit obscure about it right now, we shouldn't be by the time this video is out, and by the time you're looking for it on the website, we'll have the details nailed down. But it's basically going to be a premium membership.
Yes.
That includes premium content that you can't get elsewhere from the Wood Whisperer, as well as specific meetings and live demonstrations that you won't be able to get anywhere else that are for members only.
And standing discounts as well.
The other big thing is standing discounts. We have good relationships with a lot of retailers, and we wanted to get them involved in this so that members only can have access to these coupon codes and get standing discounts on the supplies that you buy on a monthly basis for most of us.
So the idea is that you will be, if you're looking for a gift that basically gives all year round, this might be a gift.
Or the Jelly of the Month Club.
Or the Jelly of the Month Club.
One or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be really cool. We're really excited about it. It's kind of taking the Wood Whisperer to a whole new level. You know, it doesn't detract from anything.
No.
Lexi's really excited about it. It doesn't detract from anything else we're doing. It's in addition to. So, you know, premium content, it's stuff that people have been asking for for a while now. So we're really excited to be able to provide that. Just get comfortable there. Don't let her stop you. You just get comfortable, girl. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Don't even look at me like that. You know what happened the last time you looked at me like that? Nothing. So I think that just about wraps it up. I don't think we have anything more on the list.
Nope.
So from our, clearly our entire family to yours, we wish you guys a happy holidays and a safe holiday season.
Yep.
Don't eat too much. Don't drink too much.
Because I know you will.
I'm going to go eat some pumpkin pie, and then I'm going to have some peanut butter. Ooh, peanut butter. Look at this. My wife makes peanut brittle like it ain't nobody's business. Look at this stuff. That's my piece. Look at this thing. It is so good. It is so delicious. It's going to raise my cholesterol level.
I'm sure it will.
But this is why I gain generally about 10 pounds
It only
in the holidays.
happens once a year, so enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, this girl makes some peanut butter. Maybe we should be selling that for the holidays. What do you think?
No.
I'll give you a bite. $2.
So everyone, happy holidays, and we'll see you online.
Thanks for watching. Honey, how do I measure? Wait, that's the wrong thing.
Come on, Chloe.
No, Chloe. I'm done with her.
Stop. Come on, let's see.
Oh my God. Is she gonna pee on me? But he wants to give you a kiss. Good boy. Give her a kiss. Ready to go?
Lay down.
Let's step on my tenders. You want to do the? You want to introduce the next item?
No, his breath is stinking really.
It's not so bad right now.
Oh, it's so bad.
Don't step on me. Oh, just get comfortable, buddy. There you go.
Boy and girl, it's Christmas time around the world. Chestnuts roasting on the fire, that would be my heart's desire. Raising up a glass of Christmas cheer.